How to improve your English speaking skills. Practical exercises to speak confidently and fluently. Introduction. Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Mastery Hub. I'm Logan, and today we're going to talk about how to improve your English speaking skills. If you want to speak confidently and fluently, this video is perfect for you, especially if you're just starting your learning journey. In this video, I will share some simple exercises and tips that you can practice every day. These tips will help you speak English more clearly, with more confidence, and become more fluent over time. So, let's get started and work together to improve your speaking skills. Why speaking English is important. Speaking English is one of the best ways to communicate with people from all around the world. English is the most common language spoken in many countries. It helps you connect with people, whether you are traveling, working, or making new friends. If you want to visit different countries or talk to people from other places, speaking English is key. You can ask for directions, order food, or have a nice conversation. Imagine meeting new people and being able to talk with them in English. That's a great way to learn about their culture, ideas, and experiences. Speaking English makes it easier to understand others and share your thoughts. Career opportunities. Knowing English can open many doors in your career. Many companies and businesses use English for communication. If you can speak English well, you have more job opportunities. Employers like workers who can communicate in English because it helps them connect with clients and businesses from other countries. In some jobs, English is very important, like in international companies, tourism, or teaching English. Even if you work in a local company, knowing English can help you get a promotion or a better position. So, learning English can help you achieve your career goals and succeed in your job. Speaking English can make you feel more confident. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. At first it might feel difficult, but over time you will notice that you can say more things in English. You will feel proud when you can talk to others in English. This boost in confidence is helpful when you travel to new places, study abroad, or meet new people. You will feel more comfortable speaking in English because you will know that you can express yourself well. And the more confident you become, the more likely you will keep practicing and improving your speaking skills. Tip number 1. Start speaking English every day. One of the most important tips for improving your speaking skills is to practice every day. It doesn't matter if it's just for a few minutes. Even 10 minutes of speaking English each day will help you get better over time. When you practice every day, you train your brain to get used to thinking in English. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. Consistency is key. It's better to speak a little every day than to speak a lot just once in a while. Imagine if you practiced every day for a week, a month, or even a year. Your speaking skills would improve so much. Small daily efforts can make a big difference in the long run. How to practice. Now, let's talk about how you can practice speaking every day. Here are some simple ways to start speaking English, even if you're a beginner. You don't always need another person to practice speaking English. One great way to start is by talking to yourself. I know this might sound funny, but it works. Every day, take a few minutes to describe your day, your surroundings, or how you feel in English. For example, you can say, I am drinking coffee right now, or I am walking to the park. This helps you practice the words and sentences you know. You can also talk about your plans for the day or tell a story in English, even if it's a simple one. Talking to yourself helps you get comfortable with speaking and improves your fluency. It's also a great way to practice new vocabulary and sentence structures without feeling nervous. The more you practice speaking alone, the more confident you will feel when you speak to others. Another great way to practice speaking is to find a language partner. This can be a friend, family member, or even someone you meet online. Look for someone who is also learning English and practice simple conversations together. You can talk about everyday things like the weather, your favorite food, or your plans for the weekend. Here are some examples of simple conversations you can practice with your language partner. Ordering food. Hello, I would like to order a pizza, please. Can I have it with cheese and mushrooms? Asking for directions. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the bus station? Even if you make mistakes, don't worry, it's normal. The important thing is to keep talking and practicing. Your language partner will also help you learn and correct your mistakes. You can learn together and it will make the process more fun. There are many apps and websites where you can practice speaking English. Some apps let you find language partners or join online classes. You can talk to people from all over the world and practice English in real conversations. Using technology makes it easy to find someone to speak with, no matter where you are. Some apps even help you practice speaking with voice recognition, so you can improve your pronunciation too. Remember, practicing every day is key. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start speaking. Just start now. Speak English whenever you can, even if it's just for a few minutes. It's okay to make mistakes. The more you practice, the better you will become. Start slow and build up. If you're just beginning, don't feel pressure to speak perfectly right away. Start with simple sentences and build up over time. For example, in the beginning you might say, I like apples. I am a student. My name is Logan. As you practice more, try to use more words and create longer sentences. It's important to go step by step. Don't rush. Take your time to practice each sentence and make it sound good. As your vocabulary grows, you will be able to speak more fluently. Speak in different situations. Try to speak in different situations, not just in the classroom or with a language partner. Speak English when you're at home, when you go shopping, or when you're on the phone. For example, when you are at the store, you can say to yourself, I am buying apples, or how much is this bread? This will help you practice the language in real-life situations, which is very important for speaking fluently. You can also practice speaking English while you do other activities, like cooking, cleaning, or driving. Talk about what you are doing in English. For example, I am cooking dinner, or I am driving to the store. This will help you get used to using English in your daily life. Make it fun. Learning to speak English doesn't have to be boring. You can make it fun. You can practice speaking by singing English songs, playing word games, or reading out loud. You can also listen to podcasts or watch movies in English, then repeat what the actors say. Try to imitate their pronunciation and rhythm. This will help you speak more naturally. You can even join online groups or clubs where people practice speaking English. You'll meet new people, have fun, and learn at the same time. Be patient with yourself. Remember, learning to speak a new language takes time. You might make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Don't get discouraged. The more you practice, the better you will become. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each time you speak, you're getting one step closer to fluency. Keep practicing, stay positive, and enjoy the journey of learning English. You'll be amazed at how much you improve with daily practice. Tip 2. Listen and repeat what you hear. Listening to native speakers is one of the best ways to improve your English speaking. When you listen to people who speak English every day, you start to understand the rhythm and flow of the language. You get used to how words are pronounced, and you learn how to use them in sentences. This helps you sound more natural when you speak. It's like when you were a child and learned your first language. You heard it around you all the time, and that helped you speak it. Listening to English often will help you do the same thing. When you listen to native speakers, pay attention to how they say the words. Listen carefully to the way they stress certain words and sentences. Try to notice their intonation, which is the rise and fall of their voice when they speak. This will help you sound more natural and fluent like a native speaker. Remember, listening helps you learn new words and understand how to use them in sentences. The more you listen, the better your speaking skills will become. You'll also start to recognize the correct pronunciation and understand how English sounds in different situations. Practice by repeating. One of the best ways to practice what you hear is by repeating it. This helps you improve your pronunciation and speaking fluency. Here's how to do it. Watch simple videos, TV shows, or listen to podcasts in English, and then try to repeat what the speaker says. For example, if you hear someone say, "How are you today?" you should repeat it out loud, listen to the sentence carefully, and then say it again. Focus on the pronunciation of each word. Try to sound like the speaker. You can do this several times until you feel comfortable. As you repeat, try to match the speaker's speed. Don't worry if you can't do it perfectly right away. It's okay to start slow. When you repeat slowly, you will practice the correct pronunciation. Once you feel confident, try to increase the speed. The more you practice, the faster you can speak without losing accuracy. At first, it might feel difficult to speak as fast as a native speaker, but don't give up. With practice, you will start to speak more quickly and naturally. Repeating what you hear is a simple but powerful way to improve your speaking. Start with simple sentences. Begin with simple sentences. When you start learning, it's easier to repeat shorter sentences because they're less complicated. For example, you can start with greetings like, "Hello, how are you?" or "What's your name?" These sentences are easy to repeat and will help you practice the basic sounds of English. Once you are comfortable with simple sentences, move on to longer ones. For example, try repeating, "I like to read books in the evening." As you practice, pay attention to how each word sounds and try to say them clearly. You can also try repeating phrases that are commonly used in conversations. For example, "How can I help you?" or "Where is the nearest bus stop?" These are useful phrases that will help you in everyday conversations. By practicing these phrases, you will be ready to use them when you talk to people. Use slow motion to practice. One way to improve your pronunciation is by slowing down the video or audio you're listening to. Many apps or video platforms like YouTube allow you to adjust the speed of the video. You can slow down the video to 0.5x or 0.75x speed, which will make it easier to catch the sounds of each word. This gives you more time to listen carefully and repeat the sentence. When you slow down the video, you can also focus on the details of the speaker's mouth movements. This will help you improve your own pronunciation. As you get better, you can increase the speed to normal and eventually try to speak at the same speed as the speaker. Listen to different accents. Another good tip is to listen to different accents. English is spoken all over the world, and people from different countries have different accents. For example, British English and American English have some differences in pronunciation. By listening to different accents, you will get used to how English sounds in different places. Try to listen to people from various countries and notice the differences in how they speak. This will help you understand English better no matter where you are. It will also give you a wider range of English sounds, which will improve your ability to understand people from different backgrounds. Use English songs and movies. One fun way to practice repeating is by listening to English songs or watching English movies. Songs are a great way to learn pronunciation and new words. You can find the lyrics online and sing along. When you sing, try to match the rhythm and speed of the singer. This is an enjoyable way to practice your speaking and improve your fluency. Movies and TV shows are also good for listening practice. You can watch a scene several times. First, listen to it carefully. Then, pause the video and try to repeat the lines. This will help you learn new vocabulary and practice your speaking skills. Watching movies also helps you learn how people use English in different situations, which is very useful in real conversations. Record yourself. Speaking. Another way to improve is by recording yourself. When you listen to a native speaker, you should also listen to your own voice. Record yourself speaking after you repeat a sentence or phrase. Then, play it back and compare it with the original speaker's voice. Listen carefully to the differences in pronunciation, stress, and rhythm. If you notice something that needs improvement, practice it again. Recording yourself is a helpful tool because it lets you hear what you sound like and gives you the chance to improve. Be patient and keep practicing. Improving your speaking skills takes time, and it's okay to make mistakes. The important thing is to keep practicing. The more you listen and repeat, the better you will get. Try not to worry about making mistakes. Just enjoy the process of learning. Remember, practice is the key to success. The more you repeat, the better your pronunciation and fluency will become. Keep listening to native speakers, repeating what they say and practicing every day. Tip 3. Use simple sentences and words. Don't be afraid to keep it simple. When you start learning English, it's important to remember that you don't need to use big words or complicated sentences. Keep it simple. Don't be afraid to speak in basic sentences. Using simple words and sentences will help you communicate better and make you feel more confident. It's normal to want to sound like a native speaker, but trying to use complicated words too soon can make you feel stressed and confused. Instead of focusing on big words, focus on speaking clearly. This will help you improve faster. You can always add more advanced words later as you get better at speaking. Using simple sentences will help you express your ideas easily. It's better to speak simply and clearly than to struggle with complicated sentences. The goal is to communicate, and simple sentences are perfect for that. Start with simple sentences. Let's look at some examples of simple sentences. Instead of saying something complicated like, "I am delighted to make your acquaintance," you can simply say, "I'm happy to meet you." This is much easier to say and understand. By starting with simple sentences, you will sound natural and be understood quickly. Simple sentences also help you practice the basics of English, like subject, verb, object, word order. For example, "I like coffee," or "she is reading a book." These are easy to say and very useful in everyday life. You can also use simple words that are easy to understand. Instead of saying, "I am feeling ecstatic today," you can say, "I feel good today." Both sentences mean the same thing, but the second one is much easier to say and understand. Use short sentences. When you practice speaking, try to use short sentences. Short sentences are easier to put together, and they help you practice English in a stress-free way. For example, instead of saying, "I went to the store to buy groceries because I needed to prepare dinner for my family," you can simply say, "I went to the store to buy food." This way you keep the sentence simple, and it's easier for you to speak and understand. Short sentences also help you focus on your pronunciation. If you try to speak long, complicated sentences, you might lose focus on how each word sounds. But with short sentences, you can practice speaking clearly and correctly. Learn everyday phrases. Another good way to use simple sentences is to learn everyday phrases. These are common expressions that people use in daily conversations. For example, you can learn how to say, "Good morning," "How are you?" "What's your name?" or "Where is the bathroom?" These simple phrases will help you in many situations. By using everyday phrases, you'll feel more confident when speaking English. You won't have to worry about making complicated sentences because these simple phrases are all you need for basic conversations. These expressions are also used frequently by native speakers, so you will sound more natural and learn how to speak like a local. Don't overthink the grammar. It's important not to worry too much about grammar when you start speaking. At the beginning, it's better to speak with simple grammar than to be afraid of making mistakes. If you try to use perfect grammar, you might not speak at all because you're too worried about making a mistake. Instead, focus on getting your message across. Even if your grammar isn't perfect, people will understand you if you use simple sentences. Over time, you will naturally improve your grammar as you continue to practice. For example, instead of worrying about whether you should say, "I have eaten breakfast," or "I ate breakfast," just focus on saying something like, "I ate breakfast." Both sentences are correct, but you don't need to worry about which one is more formal. Just keep it simple and clear. Use words you know. When you are speaking, don't try to use words that you don't fully understand. If you don't know how to use a difficult word, it's better to use a simpler word. For example, if you don't know how to say enthusiastic, just say happy or excited. These are simple words that will help you communicate just as well. Don't be afraid to repeat words you know. Repeating the same words or phrases is okay because it will help you remember them and build your confidence. Over time, you will learn new words and expand your vocabulary. but for now, stick to words you're comfortable with. Speak slowly and clearly. When you speak, it's important to talk slowly and clearly, especially when you are using simple sentences. Speaking slowly will help you pronounce words more clearly and make it easier for others to understand you. It's okay to take your time. You don't need to speak quickly, especially at the beginning. Even if you use simple sentences, it's still important to speak slowly and clearly. When you speak too fast, it's harder to understand, and you might make more mistakes. If you speak at a comfortable speed, you will sound more confident and easier to understand. Ask for help when you need it. If you don't understand something or can't find the right words, don't be afraid to ask for help. You can say, "Can you help me?" or "How do you say this in English?" Most people will be happy to help you, and it's a good way to learn. You can also ask them to repeat something if you didn't understand it the first time. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when they are learning a language. It's okay to not know everything. The important thing is that you are trying and practicing. You will get better every day. Practice with others. Try to find a language partner to practice speaking with. You can talk to a friend, a teacher, or even an online language partner. When you practice speaking, focus on using simple sentences. You can talk about your day, your hobbies, or things you like to do. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will get with speaking. If you don't know the right words, don't worry. Just use the words you know and try to explain yourself. For example, if you don't know the word for dog, you can say, "It's an animal that barks." Even if you don't know every word, people will understand you as long as you keep it simple. Be patient with yourself. Lastly, remember that learning a language takes time. Be patient with yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. You don't need to speak perfectly right away. The important thing is to keep practicing and to use simple sentences to help you express yourself. Every day you will improve, and soon you will be able to speak more fluently and confidently. Tip 4. Practice pronunciation with tongue twisters. One fun way to improve your pronunciation is by practicing tongue twisters. A tongue twister is a sentence or phrase that is difficult to say quickly because it has similar sounds that are hard to pronounce. It might feel tricky at first, but with practice it will help you speak more clearly. Pronunciation is an important part of speaking English because it helps people understand you. When you practice tongue twisters, you are training your mouth to make the sounds that are common in English. These exercises help your muscles get used to speaking in a new language, making your speech clearer and more natural. Practicing tongue twisters is fun because you can try to say them faster and faster, like a game. It can also make learning pronunciation feel less boring and more interesting. You'll feel proud of yourself when you can say a tongue twister quickly and clearly. How tongue twisters help you. Tongue twisters help you improve your pronunciation in several ways. First, they make your mouth and tongue move in different ways. English has sounds that may not exist in your first language, so it's important to practice making these sounds correctly. By saying tongue twisters, you practice moving your tongue, lips, and mouth in the right way. Second, they help you focus on the sounds of English words. English has many words that have similar sounds, like thes and shiz sounds. Tongue twisters focus on these sounds, and practicing them can make you more comfortable with these tricky parts of the language. Finally, tongue twisters help you work on your rhythm and speed. By starting slowly and then saying the tongue twister faster, you can practice speaking clearly and quickly at the same time. This will help you improve your fluency in English. Example 1. One easy tongue twister to start with is, "She sells seashells by the seashore." This sentence has many anxious sounds, which can be difficult to say clearly. Start saying it slowly at first. She sells seashells by the seashore. Repeat it a few times and then try to say it a little faster. You can keep going until you can say it quickly and clearly. This will help you practice the sh sound and the z sound. Pay attention to how you move your mouth and lips when saying these sounds. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Example 2. Here's another example. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. This tongue twister has the P sound repeated many times. To say it well, you need to make sure that each P sound is clear. Start slowly. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Then try to say it faster, but remember to say it clearly. This practice will help you improve the P sound in English. By practicing this, your mouth will get used to making the P sound correctly, and it will become easier for you to pronounce other words with this sound, like please or problem. Example 3. Here's another fun one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? This tongue twister focuses on the W sound, which can be difficult for some learners. Start by saying it slowly. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Practice it a few times, and then try to say it faster. This will help you improve the W sound, which is important in many words like water and wonder. Remember, don't rush at first. It's more important to say it clearly than to say it quickly. Once you can say it clearly at a slower speed, try to speed it up gradually. Why tongue twisters work. Why do tongue twisters work so well for pronunciation practice? It's because they focus on sounds that are difficult for learners to pronounce. English has many sounds that don't exist in other languages, so practicing tongue twisters helps you learn how to make these sounds correctly. Also, tongue twisters challenge you to improve your rhythm and timing. In English, it's important to know not just what sounds to make, but also when to make them. Saying tongue twisters helps you understand the rhythm of English, so your speech will sound more natural. Finally, tongue twisters are a great way to build your confidence. At first, they may seem impossible to say, but with practice, you'll be able to say them clearly and quickly. This will make you feel proud of your progress and give you the confidence to speak English more often. Practice tips. Here are some tips for practicing tongue twisters effectively. 1. Start slowly. When you first try a tongue twister, say it slowly. Focus on making each sound clearly. Don't worry about speed at first. It's more important to say it correctly. 2. Repeat. Practice saying the tongue twister several times. Repetition will help your muscles get used to making the sounds. Try to say it 5 to 10 times before you move on to the next step. 3. Increase speed. Once you can say it slowly and clearly, try to say it faster. Start with a comfortable speed, and then slowly increase the speed as you get more confident. 4. Record yourself. If possible, record yourself saying the tongue twister. Listen to your pronunciation and see if you can improve any sounds. 5. Practice every day. To improve your pronunciation, Practice tongue twisters every day. Even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes, regular practice will help you get better. More fun tongue twisters. Here are a few more tongue twisters you can try to practice your pronunciation. Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was a bit bitter. The sixth, sick shakes, sixth sheep's sick. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Red leather, yellow leather. These tongue twisters help with different sounds, so try to practice as many as you can. With each one, pay attention to the way your mouth moves and how you say each word. The more you practice, the better you'll get at pronouncing English words clearly. Remember, practicing pronunciation with tongue twisters is a fun and effective way to improve your speaking. It helps you focus on difficult sounds, improves your rhythm, and builds your confidence. So, make tongue twisters a part of your daily English practice, and soon you'll be speaking more clearly and confidently. Tip 5. Record yourself speaking. Recording yourself speaking is a great way to check your progress. When you listen to yourself, you can hear how well you are speaking. This helps you understand where you are doing well and where you need to improve. Sometimes we don't realize how we sound until we hear it. Recording lets you listen and learn from your mistakes. Listening to your recordings will help you notice things like pronunciation, speed, and fluency. It also helps you track your progress over time. At the beginning, your English may not sound very clear, but as you keep practicing, you will notice improvement. Recording yourself is like having a mirror for your speaking. Another reason why recording is helpful is that it makes you more aware of things like pronunciation and intonation. If you can't hear yourself clearly, or if your speech sounds too fast or slow, you can fix it. Recording is a simple tool to help you become a better speaker. How to do it. To start recording yourself, choose something simple. It can be a sentence, a short story, or even a few lines of a conversation. Don't worry if you're not perfect at first. The goal is to practice and listen to yourself so you can improve. Here is how you can do it. 1. Pick a sentence or story. Choose a sentence or a short story that you know. For example, try saying, "I wake up at 7 a.m. every day," or "I went to the store yesterday." 2. Record yourself. Use your phone, computer, or any device to record yourself speaking. It's easy to find apps or programs that can help you record your voice. 3. Listen carefully. After recording, listen to what you said. Pay attention to how clearly you spoke, if you made any mistakes, and whether your pronunciation was correct. 4. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions like, "Do I sound clear?" Or "Was I too fast?" Try to notice areas where you can improve. Why this helps you. Recording yourself is a helpful tool because it makes you think about your speaking. You can see where you made mistakes and then correct them in the future. For example, if you notice that you often make the same mistake, you can focus on that specific area and improve it. When you listen to your recordings, you also hear the rhythm of your speaking. In English, it's important to speak with the right rhythm. Listening to yourself can help you learn to speak at a natural pace. If you speak too fast, it might be hard for others to understand you. If you speak too slow, it might sound unnatural. Recording yourself helps you find the right balance. Another benefit of recording is that it lets you hear your progress. When you listen to your recordings over time, you will hear how much you have improved. This is very encouraging and helps you keep going. You can compare your recordings from 1 month ago and see how far you've come. How to track your progress. To track your progress, record yourself regularly. You don't have to do it every day, but try to record yourself once or twice a week. This will give you enough time to improve and notice changes. Make a habit of listening to your recordings and asking yourself the same questions. What sounds good? What needs more work? Over time, you will hear yourself speaking more clearly and fluently. Also, try recording the same sentences or stories over a few weeks. For example, you could say the sentence, "I like to eat pizza this week," and then record it again next month. Listen to both recordings and compare. This will show you how much you have improved. Use recordings for conversations. Recording conversations is also a great idea. If you have a language partner, you can record your conversation. Afterward, listen to it and see how well you communicated. Were there moments where you didn't understand each other? Were there words you had trouble pronouncing? Listening to a conversation you had with someone will help you see how natural you sound. You might notice that you're getting better at asking questions, using new words, or answering more confidently. Recording tips. Here are some tips to make your recording practice more effective. 1. Start with short sentences. If you're a beginner, start by recording short sentences or easy phrases. For example, "I have a cat," or "She is my friend." 2. Repeat the same sentences. Repeat the same sentences every week and listen to how they sound. This will help you improve the way you speak. 3. Focus on one area. If you know you have trouble with a certain sound, like the th sound, focus on that. Record sentences with that sound and listen to your pronunciation. 4. Speak slowly. If you're not sure how to say something, slow down your speech. Speaking slowly helps you be more clear. 5. Don't worry about mistakes. If you make a mistake, don't worry. Mistakes are part of learning. Just listen to the mistake and try to fix it next time. Use apps and tools for recording. There are many apps and tools you can use to record yourself. Some apps have special features to help you track your progress. For example, some apps let you listen to your voice and compare it with native speakers. This can help you see if you sound similar to how a native speaker would say the words. Some apps also allow you to slow down the speed of the recording. This is helpful if you want to practice listening carefully to each word before trying to say it. You can also speed up the recording as you get more comfortable. Record in different situations. You can also record yourself in different situations. For example, if you are at home, you can record a sentence about what you are doing, like, "I am cooking dinner." If you are at the store, you can record a sentence like, "I need to buy milk." Recording in different places will help you use English in real-life situations. Recording yourself speaking is a great way to improve your English. It helps you hear how you sound, notice areas where you can improve, and track your progress. The more you practice and listen to yourself, the more confident you will become in speaking. So, start recording today and listen to your progress every week. You'll be surprised at how much you improve over time. Tip 6. Learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning words is important when learning a language, but it's also very helpful to learn full phrases, not just single words. When you learn only words, you may know the meaning of a word, but you might not know how to use it in a sentence. For example, learning the word book is good, but it's even better to learn the full sentence. I am reading a book. This way, you will know how to use the word in a real conversation. Learning full phrases like this helps you sound more natural when speaking English. Instead of thinking about how to put the words together, you can just say the sentence because you already know it. This saves time and makes speaking easier. When you hear someone say, I am reading a book, you understand it immediately because it's a common and simple phrase. You can use these types of phrases in many situations. Why it helps. Learning phrases, not just words, helps you speak more quickly and clearly. When you learn full sentences, you can start using them right away. This will make you feel more confident because you won't have to stop and think about how to form each sentence. For example, if you want to say, I want to go to the park, you don't need to worry about how to make the sentence. You already know it. This makes conversations easier. Learning phrases also helps you use English more naturally. It's like learning the patterns of how sentences are formed. English has many phrases that are used often, like how are you or what time is it? If you know these phrases, you can join conversations right away without feeling lost. You don't need to make every sentence from scratch. You can use the phrases you already know, and this will make you sound more like a native speaker. Learn phrases for daily use. To start, think about what you say every day. For example, when you wake up, you might say, good morning. When you meet someone, you say, how are you? These are simple phrases that you can use in many situations. If you learn these phrases, you can start using them right away, even if you are a beginner. Here are some examples of useful phrases to learn for everyday conversations. How are you? What's your name? Where are you from? I am from country. I need help. Can you help me, please? I don't understand. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Learning these phrases will make you feel more comfortable when you talk to others. These are the types of sentences people use every day, so if you learn them, you will be able to join conversations and understand what others are saying. Use phrases for different situations. You can also learn phrases for different situations. For example, if you go to a store, you might need phrases like, how much is this? I'm looking for item. Do you have item in another size? Can I pay with a credit card? By learning phrases like these, you will feel more ready to talk when you are in a store or other places. You don't have to think about every word in the sentence because you already know the phrase. This will help you speak more easily. Similarly, if you are traveling, you might learn phrases like, where is the bus station? How do I get to place? Can I have the menu, please? I would like a coffee, please. When you know these phrases, you will feel confident in many travel situations. Practice phrases in context. Once you learn phrases, practice using them in conversations. You can try speaking with a language partner, a friend, or even by yourself. For example, if you're learning the phrase, can I help you? Swing. Try saying it in different situations. You might say it as if you are a shopkeeper or as if you are helping a friend. By practicing phrases like this, you will get used to using them naturally. The more you use the phrases, the easier it will become to speak them in real conversations. Don't worry about making mistakes. It's important to remember that making mistakes is a normal part of learning. You might say a phrase wrong sometimes, but that's okay. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make. Don't be afraid to use the phrases you learn, even if you're not perfect. It's better to try and speak than to not speak at all. Over time, you will get better at using the phrases and feel more comfortable speaking. And the more you practice, the more phrases you will learn. This will help you improve your English faster. Learning. Phrases helps you sound more fluent. When you learn and use full phrases, you start to sound more fluent. Instead of stopping to think about what words you need to say, you can just use the phrases you know. This will make your speaking sound smoother and faster. For example, when someone asks you, "What's your name?" Instead of thinking about how to answer, you can say, "My name is your name." This is an easy, quick response because you know the phrase. You can also change the phrase to fit your situation. For example, if someone asks you, "Where are you from?" you can answer with, "I am from your country." This way, you don't need to think too hard about how to respond. You already know the phrases. Learn phrases for feelings and emotions. Another important type of phrase to learn is how to talk about feelings and emotions. It's important to be able to express how you feel. Some common phrases for feelings are, "I am happy," "I feel tired," "I am excited," "I am sad," "I am nervous." By learning these phrases, you can talk about your emotions and understand how others feel. This will make your conversations more interesting and personal. Learning phrases helps you understand native speakers. When you learn phrases, you will also understand native speakers better. Native speakers often use these phrases in conversations, so if you know them, you will understand more of what they are saying. Native speakers don't always say individual words. They often speak in full sentences or phrases. When you learn these, you will be able to keep up with the conversation more easily. Learning full sentences and phrases is a great way to improve your English. It helps you speak more naturally, makes you more confident, and allows you to join conversations faster. Start by learning simple phrases for everyday situations and practice them often. Over time, you will be able to use more and more phrases, and you will sound more fluent in English. Tip 7. Use English in real-life situations. The best way to improve your speaking skills is by using English in real-life situations. When you practice English in real situations, you get a chance to use the language the way people speak it every day. It helps you become more confident and comfortable speaking. Here are some easy ways you can practice English in real-life situations. Order food in English at a restaurant. One simple way to practice English is to order food in English at a restaurant. If you are in an English-speaking country or even in a local place where English is spoken, try ordering your meal in English. For example, you can say, "Can I have a pizza, please? I would like a glass of water, please. What do you recommend for lunch?" Ordering food in English is a great way to practice because it is a common situation that people experience every day. Don't worry about making mistakes. Waiters or servers are usually patient and happy to help you. The more you practice ordering food in English, the more comfortable you will become speaking in other situations. Talk to a friend in English. Another great way to practice is by talking to a friend in English. It doesn't matter if your friend is also learning English or if they are a native speaker. Just speaking in English, even for a few minutes, will help you improve. You can talk about simple things like, what did you do today? How was your weekend? What's your favorite movie? These kinds of conversations are easy and fun. It's important not to worry about making mistakes. The goal is to practice and get better at speaking. The more you speak English, the more natural it will feel. Ask for directions or talk to people when you travel. Traveling is another excellent opportunity to practice English. When you travel, you may need to ask for directions or talk to local people. This is a perfect way to use English in real situations. You can ask questions like, "Excuse me, where is the nearest bus station? How do I get to the airport? Can you help me find this address?" These types of questions are very common when you're traveling. Most people will be happy to help, and you will have the chance to practice your English. It's okay if you don't understand everything at first. Just keep trying and listen carefully. Speak in English when shopping. When you go shopping, you can also practice your English. Whether you're buying clothes, food, or other items, you can use English to talk to the cashier or ask about products. Here are some examples of things you can say. How much is this shirt? Do you have this in a different size? Can I pay by credit card? Using English while shopping is a simple and easy way to practice speaking. Don't worry if you make a mistake. People will understand that you are learning, and they will usually help you. Use English while doing daily activities. You can also practice English during your daily activities. You don't need to wait for special situations to speak English. Here are some things you can do. Speak to yourself in English. For example, I am cooking dinner, or I am reading a book. Try to describe what you are doing in English. I am walking to the store, or I am watching TV. Practice English when you are cleaning, cooking, or even exercising. This will help you use English in different situations, and you will get better at speaking quickly. Join English groups or clubs. Another way to use English in real situations is to join an English-speaking group or club. Many cities have groups where people meet to practice speaking English. You can join online groups or find groups in your area. These groups are a great place to meet other learners and practice together. You can have fun talking about different topics like movies, books, or your favorite hobbies. Being part of a group will give you a chance to speak English more often, and you can make new friends. Speak with strangers. Don't be afraid to speak with strangers. For example, if you are at a park or in a store, you can try to speak to people around you. You can ask for help or start a simple conversation like, "How are you today? Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? What do you like to do for fun?" Speaking to strangers may feel a little scary at first, but it's one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. People are often friendly and happy to talk with you. Use English at work or school. If you are working or studying in an English-speaking environment, take advantage of that. Use English in meetings, classes, or even with your co-workers or classmates. If you don't know all the words, don't worry. Just try to use the words you know, and you'll get better over time. Here are some examples of things you can say at work or school. Can you explain that again? I don't understand this. Can you help me? Can you repeat that, please? Using English at work or school will give you real practice in a professional or academic setting. This will help you improve your speaking and your confidence. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language, and it's part of the learning process. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. The more you speak, the more you will improve. If you make a mistake, just try again. People will appreciate your effort, and they will understand that you are learning. Practice. Whenever you can, try to use English whenever you can. Whether you are at the grocery store, talking to a friend, or traveling, take every opportunity to speak. The more you use English in real-life situations, the faster you will improve. Don't wait for the perfect moment to practice. Use English whenever you can, and over time, you'll become more confident and fluent. Using English in real-life situations is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. Whether you are ordering food, talking to a friend, asking for directions, or using English at work, every conversation is a chance to practice. Don't worry about making mistakes. The more you practice, the better you will get. Keep using English and you will feel more confident speaking it every day. 10th, final thoughts and encouragement. Learning to speak English can be challenging, but with regular practice, you will become more confident. At first, speaking in English may feel difficult, but as you practice every day, you will notice that it gets easier. Remember, the key to building confidence is not to be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning a new language. When you make a mistake, it's just an opportunity to learn and improve. The more you practice, the better you will get. With time, you will feel proud of how much progress you have made. One of the best ways to build confidence is by speaking regularly. Even if you're not speaking perfectly, every time you try, you are improving. Don't worry if people don't always understand you perfectly at first. The more you speak, the clearer you will become. And if you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask the person to repeat or explain. They will appreciate your effort, and you will learn more. Be patient with yourself. Learning English is a journey, and every step counts. Each time you practice, you are getting one step closer to speaking fluently. It might take some time, but if you keep practicing and stay consistent, you will definitely see improvement. Stay motivated and remember that you are doing great. Real-life example. I want to share a real-life example to show you how important it is to practice speaking and to stay confident. The first time I helped a tourist in my city with directions, I was really nervous. I had never spoken to a stranger in English before, and I was afraid I might make a mistake. But I knew that this was my chance to practice, so I decided to try my best. I started by asking the tourist if they needed help. They asked for directions to a popular spot in the city. I had to think carefully about the right words to use, but I did my best to explain clearly. I was nervous while speaking, but the tourist understood me, and I felt so proud of myself after the conversation. It wasn't perfect, but I had used my English skills to help someone. That moment made me realize how important it is to practice, even if you feel nervous. It was a small step, but it was a huge boost for my confidence. I was able to see how much progress I had made in speaking English. Just like me, you will have opportunities to use your English in real life, whether it's helping a tourist, talking to a friend, or ordering food at a restaurant. These small moments will help you build confidence. Each time you speak, you will feel more comfortable and more proud of yourself. Keep practicing and don't let fear stop you from speaking. You will get better with time. Conclusion. Now, I want to share some final advice to help you continue improving your English speaking skills. Remember, the key to improving is simple. 1. Speak every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. The more you speak, the better you will get. You don't have to speak for an hour every day. Just a few minutes of practice is enough to see improvement. Try speaking to yourself, a friend, or even a language partner for a short time every day. The important thing is to keep practicing regularly. 2. Listen and repeat what you hear. Listening is just as important as speaking. When you listen to native speakers, you get to hear the correct pronunciation and sentence structure. After listening, try to repeat what you hear. This will help you improve your speaking and pronunciation. 3. Use simple sentences and practice pronunciation. You don't need to use complex words or sentences. Start with simple, clear sentences. As you get more comfortable, you can start using more advanced sentences. Also, don't forget to practice pronunciation. Speaking clearly will help others understand you better. 4. Record yourself to check your progress. Recording yourself is a great way to track your improvement. When you listen to the recordings, you can hear where you need to improve. It will also help you see how far you've come. Recording yourself also lets you hear how you sound, which can be very helpful for fixing mistakes. Keep these tips in mind and practice as much as you can. Remember, consistency is key. Don't worry if you make mistakes. It's normal to make mistakes, and they will only help you learn and grow. The important thing is to keep going and never give up. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to English Mastery Hub for more videos. Keep practicing every day, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you are capable of improving, and you will reach your English speaking goals with time and effort. Keep believing in yourself and enjoy the journey. Thank you for watching.